my girls be hopping out them foreign things. Prime time, my nigga, my time.
What's up, pretty girl, pretty boy gang? It's Princess Leia, and I'm back with another video. Alright, y'all, so I know this video y'all was kind of like waiting on, just trying to see like what's been going on, what happened, why'd you quit serving, why'd you quit being a bottle girl. So I'm laying it all out in this video, and I feel like, you know, you guys deserve to know, just because that was a journey that I brought you guys into, and I never really gave y'all like a lot of updates or a lot of content based around my situation. So I'll just start off by saying like where I worked, how long I worked there, and all those things. I started working as a server slash bottle girl here in Houston at a place called Bell Station. Now I wanted to do something that was very laid back, not too much going on, somewhere where I could, you know, still make money and not have to do too much, you know what I'm saying? Because Houston is known for its nightlife. They're known for, like, you know, the clubbing scenes and the girls making a lot of money doing bottle service and things like that. Like, there's a bunch of clubs out here like that. Those are more so of the, I don't want to say high end, but more so of the clubs that are like real clubs. So where I worked was more so like a restaurant, loungy type bar. So I chose that on purpose. I wanted to do something that was more chill, not too much where people were going to notice me, because you guys know I am an influencer. And not that I was trying to hide it, I just didn't want to have so many distractions at work. So I tried to do something a little ducked off where people weren't really going to notice me or find me. I did meet a couple of my supporters in there. They did notice me, like, hey, aren't you, some of them were just like, hey, aren't you that YouTuber, or aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, I know what you're trying to say. Like, some people, because they get confused, like whether they know me from YouTube or Instagram. So they're kind of like, hey, aren't you the, I'm like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And they're like, oh, like, yeah, I'm glad you came. Like, I've had a lot of good experiences at my job just from meeting my supporters. So if you're watching and if you've ever been, you know, met me there, then shout out to you. There was another one that I met. She was in my last vlog. Well, she was in a vlog, the vlog that I posted about me getting into a fight in Atlanta, I think it was. Yeah. She was in that vlog. I loved working there. I loved all of the girls. I had built such a good bond with the girls there. Like, you know, when you first go somewhere and it's like, I don't know if y'all have experienced this, but this was my experience. So when I first started working there, you know, the girls were a little bit like standoffish, like kind of like the new girl, you know what I'm saying? You always kind of feel like that anyways when you walk into a new environment and you're the new person. It's like you always kind of feel out of place because you're like, damn, I'm really the new girl and I gotta learn things. These girls have to teach me. Like, I have to depend on them to teach me, and I know that's a bit annoying because who knows how many times these girls have actually done that. Like, they have to actually do that, you feel me? It took me no time to really just get to know all the girls. It was a lot of times where we went out and we hung out after work. We would go to the little clubs nearby and just kind of like get drinks after work and just chill, just, you know, turn up with each other. And I loved my girl crew. Shout out to y'all if y'all are watching. I love them girls so much. Like, we still have our own little group chat, and it's like, you know, like the girls that you can get along with and the girls that you will get along with when you first start working, like, okay, yeah, I could be cool with you, like, yeah. And even outside of the group chat girls, like, I still got a couple other friends that I bonded with that I feel like, you know, I could always be like this with them. So I was very happy for that. And not that I was going into this job thinking about friends, because y'all know I'm big on friendships, but when it comes to business and work, that's business and work. But it just naturally just so happened that, you know, these girls all kind of grew on to me and vice versa. Like, they liked me and I liked them, and we all just saw ourselves being more than just co-workers. We took it outside of work and was really able to build a friendship outside of work, and I really appreciate that. The girls were cool. Management was cool. Management did kind of change over within maybe like a month of me working there, so we did get new management, and I did kind of see some things, because y'all know I'm big on branding and marketing. So immediately when I started working there, I noticed, I'm like, this place can use some, you know, some maybe my services of, like, you know, helping them market and brand their business to get more business running in, because it did get a little slow at times. So that was one thing that they had, you know, employed me for as well, was I was the marketing, the creative. What's the term, y'all? I can't think of the term. I was basically the marketing director. So I was in charge of making their flyers, posting on social media, creating content, getting the girls together for photo shoots, making sure the girls are taking pictures so that we can have content to post. Well, I can have content to post. And so I enjoy doing that. And I also do that for another club as well. I make their flyers. Just kind of something a little bit that I offer. It was one of Flo friends that needed some flyers for his club. So yeah, everybody loves my flyers. I'm fine with them flyers now. So if you need me, hit me, because I got you. I was employed as a server and as the marketing director. Okay, so eventually, I think as you know, things started to progress with the job, we would have, you know, busy days. Sometimes we'll have slow days. Now I will say there were two ultimate reasons why I quit working. What I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna say me leaving led up to the reason why I left, if that makes sense. Because it was my health was a factor, of course, if you guys watched the last video, but I also was having issues with getting to work, because if y'all know our situation, Flo got into an accident in June and we still don't have a car. So we've been getting rentals here and there. Sometimes I'll do Turo. If I'm working like Thursday to Sunday, I'll get a Turo for those 4 days and maybe pay like $200 for 4 days for a Turo rental. And then a lot of times I was taking Uber. Now sometimes with Uber, like if I'm leaving here at like, if I gotta be to work at 6, usually my schedule was from like 6, because on a weekday we open up at 5. So the service will come in at like 6. If you're working night shift, you're gonna come in at 6. So my shift was always from like 6 to 12, or whatever the case may be. So I would always be leaving here at like 4:45 just to make it on time to work. And so Ubers now, y'all, cost. Them Ubers was hitting me like $35 one way, and if I'm getting off at 12 on a Thursday or Friday or Saturday or whatever the case may be, if I'm getting off late midnight in that area, you're talking about Midtown Houston, the surge is crazy. So like it's costing me extra to get back home than what it is going there. So sometimes my Uber fare would be like $50. You know, the most I paid was probably like $50, and I remember just being so frustrated with that. So you're talking about over 80, almost 80 to maybe $90 just to get to work, just to get back and forth to work every day. And think about, sometimes that was every day. And then we have to factor in sometimes if we have a slow day, which that is very, very normal in the serving industry. That is very normal in the club industry, in the restaurant industry. You have slow days. So a lot of times when it was slow, I wasn't bringing home no money. I would be paying to get to work but not making no money. So that was just frustrating, both for me and Flo, because you know we're a team, and whenever the money's affected, it affects us as a unit. So that was one thing that he wasn't with at all. He was just like, man, like, hold on, let me move this light. It was just like, you know, we got to figure something out, because, you know, all these fees with this Uber, like, it's just costing way too much money. So eventually, you know, we were able to that kind of balanced itself out eventually, especially when I started working as, you know, the marketing director, because I was getting paid more. So it did kind of like balance things out and help out a lot in that regard. So, boom. So eventually, I would say maybe within like my 3rd month working there, I started experiencing chest pain. And I've experienced this chest pain before after my mom had passed, and I went to the ER. And in the last video, if you guys didn't watch it, the ER had explained to me that, you know, they didn't see anything wrong with me. Everything was perfectly fine with my heart. Everything inside my body was good, and just that I was dehydrated. When I felt this and started experiencing it again, I reflected back on what was told to me the first time this happened, and I remembered, okay, dehydration. I'm at work working. I'm on my feet, standing up, moving around all the time, and a lot of times I'm not drinking any water. So I'm like, maybe I'm definitely dehydrated. I know I'm dehydrated. So then I just started, you know, increasing my water intake at work. So a lot of times you'll see me walk around with a cup with some ice water, lemon in it. That's me. I'm drinking water nonstop. And I did, that day when I experienced that for the first day, I did feel better afterwards. But then again, I went home and woke up, same thing. And it just kept happening. Like every day I wake up and it's still happening, just ongoing. So finally I went to the ER, and they, you know, explained to me all this different stuff, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I can't work this job no more. It's too much. It's financially, it's stressful, and now it's starting to take a toll on my health. Like, I'm good on it. The purpose for me getting this job was to save and stack money for my property in New Orleans, which is currently being renovated, by the way. I'll be coming with those videos very, very soon. But that was the whole purpose. I was never planning on staying at this job forever. I didn't see myself being in this job long term. So I did give it my all. You know, I barely missed any work. Whenever I did miss work, it was due to my children, because I literally was probably the only person there with children. There was probably one other girl that had children, but you know, I have older girls. I have a lot of other commitments, and you know, that's just what it was. So a lot of times, like, I would have situations where, you know, I was late or I couldn't make it, whatever the case may be. But rarely though, rarely. So I got what it served its purpose, but I felt like, you know, eventually I'm like, I feel like this is God telling me I need to just continue, just quit the job and put all of my effort and my time into my property, because as things are starting to progress with my property renovations, it's starting to pick up and it's starting to become time for grand opening. So I'm like, I need to just, you know, I need to lock in, because I got a lot of stuff that I need to focus on that I'm not able to focus on. So with working as a server and a bottle girl and doing marketing for the company, I'm literally, all my time is going into that. And that's another reason why I didn't do a lot of videos, because like with everything that I was doing at work, I could have gave y'all hella content, raw fire content, but I just would have never been able to really deliver it to y'all because I was always so busy. I had no time to edit. I had no time for nothing else. I barely had, my girls was just like, every time, it's like literally my girls be coming home from school, I'm going to work. Like, and I would barely see them. I'm just like, this is not the family dynamic that I'm used to. And it started to take an effect on that. And it was just a lot of things where I was just like, okay, yeah, Yahweh telling me it's, you know, you served your time and that's that. Because when I started the job, my girls weren't here. I started this job in July. My girls were in Atlanta for the summer. So like come like September, October, that's when it was like, okay, you know. But July, August, because I was there for almost 4 months, July, August, good, because my girls were gone. But when they got back, like, it was all like mommy mode. Like, I had to focus on them, you know, get them back caught up into their routine and just being a mom, period, you know. So that kind of affected that as well. So it was a lot of things that I took into account, which, like I said, ultimately it was my health though. And I think that was the wake up call that Yahweh gave me, like, boom, you know, I'm gonna make something happen to you to where you have to stop working this job. And that's just what it was. So yeah, that's just what it was. I don't know what to say. I mean, I learned a lot from working there, things that I will implement into my own business. I really do appreciate, you know, the staff. I met some amazing people at this job, you guys. I'm talking about from the managers on down to the servers, the cooks, the busser. Like, everybody was so cool. Like, and it was just such a close family like bond. I felt like it was, you know, I was working with working amongst family. So eventually, I would say maybe about a week ago, they let me go for the marketing position, and which I'm kind of happy about, because I think the only downside that I didn't agree with was that I would get hit with requests for making flyers, like, randomly. Like, you know, I could be dealing with a hair client or working on, you know, my business, and all of a sudden, can I have 3 flyers by the next hour, or can I have these 3 flyers by tomorrow? I'm like, I don't work like that. Like, I gotta, at least can we have meetings so we can plan, okay, this is what we're doing for the week, and then I know what flyers I need to make. But it was just like those last minute requests was like hitting me at inconvenient times, you know. So she did extend to me, you know, that they decided to go in a different direction, and I knew it was because, you know, the lack of effort, which I was still delivering flyers, it just wasn't on time. I had a funeral I attended. I had a family member I lost, that I attended their funeral last weekend. So that had, you know, I wasn't able to post on social media for them. I wasn't really able to give them their flyers. So I guess they felt like, you know, she's not really like delivering the way, you know, we would like her to. And I understand that from a business standpoint. But at the same time, I do have a personal life that when I even told them that I had a death in the family, there was no condolence, like, even extended to me. So that kind of made me feel a little funny, I ain't gonna lie, because, you know, at the same time, I have my whole team that works for me now, my whole team in the group chat that, you know, put out the message that I had a family member that, you know, that I lost, that I was going to be attending the memorial that weekend. And everybody was just so, like, you know, sending their condolences, sending their love, sending their, you know, their well, you know, wishes, and, you know, their sending their sympathies. And I didn't even get that from my actual job. So I was just like, that kind of left me with a bad taste in my mouth, I'm not gonna lie, you know, because I just know I wouldn't do that to somebody that's working for me. Like, if there's any death in the family, any type of funeral you need to attend, you know, I'm gonna give you that time and I'm not gonna bother you. But instead it was just like, oh, but can you make this flyer real quick? But oh, when can we have a flyer? It was like, okay, yeah, this ain't that. I'm sorry, no. But I wish them all the best. Like I said, I mean, I would go back and visit and still eat there, take my friends there, have drinks. And I wish them well. I wish them nothing but success, because at the end of the day, that was the place that I chose to work at. You know, I could have went anywhere else in Houston to work, but I chose that place. And I always believe that, you know, things happen for a reason. Our lives align with certain people and certain things for a reason. And for some reason, that was what attracted to me and what I attracted to. And we aligned, and that's just the way it happened. And like I said, I learned a lot of things that I'm going to implement into my own business. A lot of different systems, a lot of different techniques and strategies that I learned from a business standpoint, just sitting back watching this whole, business take effect in front of me, and knowing that I was a part of that. I mean, it makes me feel good, because like I said, I can take a lot of that into my own business, into my own venture, and make it successful. But my message to them was like, I do understand. I'll read y'all what they said. Hold on. She said, "Hi Leah, we have decided to go another route with marketing. We thank you for all of your work you have done for us, and we wish you the best in the future." I said, "Hey, I definitely understand. I wasn't able to focus on you guys as much as I had liked to, as I'm in the process of opening up a venue of my own. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm wishing Belle much success." So I just wanted to let them know, like, I was, all in with Belle, but eventually, things kind of went different for me too, like, and eventually I was gonna have to make that separation on my own, whether, I told them or not. I was gonna have to be the one to be like, "Hey, I'm out of here, like, it was good working with y'all, but it's time for me to move on to this new chapter in my life, this new journey that I'm taking on with my own business. You guys taught me a lot, and I appreciate it." And yeah, but that's pretty much how that went down, you guys. I had so much fun, y'all, working there. I love doing the bottle shows. That was the best part. I love, just hanging out with the girls there. It wasn't a stressful job, really. It's really with serving. You just always have to be on your feet. You always got to be moving around. You always got to be paying attention to your tables. And, I feel like that was the perfect job for me, just because I have such a great personality. I look good, and I got so many compliments. A lot of people compliment me, like, just based on my looks. Like, and most of them were women that did, like, "Oh my God, you look so good." Like, my body, they're like, "Your body looks so good. You look so good. Your teeth, where'd you get your teeth done? You just look so good." And I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not gonna say I don't have a social life, but I don't have many friends here. I have Carmen and Allie, in Asia. And when I get invited out places and they invite me places, I go and I hang out, and that's my social life, but I'm not with my friends every day. You feel me? Like, I'm way out here in a place where I don't know the neighbor. I know the neighbors, but I'm not, I don't go hanging out with the neighbors or go outside talking to people. I just don't do that. Like, my social life is very, very minimum versus how it was in Atlanta. So being able to, meet new people and be around a different atmosphere where you're always meeting people and talking to people made me feel good, even as an influencer, because I also get to network and, like, share with them what I do outside of just doing serving and bottle girl. Like, there's way more to me than just that. But a lot of people will tell me, "Girl, what you working here for? Like, you're way bigger than this." I'm like, y'all just have no idea. Like, this is only temporary. Like, for me, I work with purpose. I work with meaning. I work with, a plan. I'm never just working a job for nobody. That was never the case. That was never the case. Because in that case, I could have just went back to working from home, working for Nordstrom, working from Amazon. That's what I was doing before I actually was doing, full-time YouTube. I could never see myself just working for nobody. I feel like this job was perfect for me, because I do work for myself. My tips are my own tips. I don't have nobody over my shoulder all the time watching what I'm doing. Yeah, you got managers and stuff, but, like, they're not pressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we wasn't doing what we need to be doing, now that's a different story. But, like, if I'm moving around, I can talk to who I want to talk to. I can dress cute. I can still be myself. I can do my hair how I want to do my hair. I can wear my makeup. Ain't nobody judging me. Like, I look good. Like, I got nothing but good compliments, good tips, so it served its purpose. Like, I feel like it definitely just aided into my growth process. Is what I always look at. Things like that, different experiences, I always look at as just contributing to my growth. That's it. And I'm on to the next chapter, and that's just what it is. So yeah, guys, if y'all have any questions, let me know. If y'all have any questions about, serving, the bottle girl life, I learned a lot. So if y'all have any questions or want me to do any more videos on that, I will definitely give y'all more videos. But that chapter of my life is complete, and I appreciate it so much. I'm thankful, I'm grateful. But this next chapter, y'all, is gonna be so, y'all are gonna be in tears. Y'all are gonna be in tears when y'all see this next chapter. Like, it's gonna be so beautiful, so profound. Like, y'all have no idea. Like, y'all have no idea. Like, I'm almost in tears just even talking about it and explaining to y'all. But that's coming really, really, really soon. I'm just thinking when I want to put this content out, because I do got content, but I don't know when I want to put it out. Okay, let me see. So we got It's like, do I want to put it out after I open up my building, or do I want to put it up before and lead up to that and just give y'all content as it's happening? What y'all think? Y'all want to wait for it, or y'all want it now? Y'all tell me what y'all want, because I'm going to give it to y'all in 4K. I don't know. But anyways, you guys, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for watching this video, and I will see y'all in my next one.
Pretty girl gang. Pretty girl gang. If you are not bad and don't get it back, then you cannot sit with us.